Welcome to today's episode of Geeky Games and Tech Tales, where we dive into the latest innovations in gaming and technology. I'm your host, and today we're going on a wild ride through a concept that blends classic board games with the intricate chaos of time travel. Yes, you heard that right. We're exploring 5D diplomacy with multiverse time travel. Now, if you're a fan of strategy games, you might be familiar with diplomacy, the classic game of negotiation and betrayal. Add a twist of multiverse theory, and you've got 5D diplomacy, where not only do you have to strategize in the present, but you also have to manage your moves across various timelines. It's like playing regular chess while you're also a time-traveling wizard. So, imagine this. You're trying to convince your opponent to support an attack today, but there's a catch. You also need to consider what you did 5 years ago in another timeline. It's enough to make anyone's head spin, right? Let's break down the gameplay a bit. First off, you start with normal games that require 7 players. Each player submits their orders individually. But there's more. You can also create sandbox games where a single player enters all the orders. So think of it as a practice round, but with unlimited potential for mischief and chaos. But how does one even begin to strategize in a multiversal context? Isn't that overwhelming? Absolutely. That's part of the challenge. In a single game session, you're balancing different timelines and must keep track of your allies' and enemies' decisions across those timelines. Each turn, players are allowed to order their pieces based on where they are in the multiverse. Think spring and fall turns like those in the original Diplomacy, but with the added complexity of time travel. Now, for you tech enthusiasts, let's touch on how you can dive into 5D diplomacy yourself. 2 main installation options are available. Docker for an easier setup, or you can opt for a more hands-on manual installation. If you're feeling adventurous, you can even tinker with the code and modify the game rules or UI. Just remember, this isn't just a game, it's a full-on programming playground. Host, and what about the rules? Aren't they all different from standard diplomacy? Great question. The rules do extend from the original game, but imagine a world where time is flexible and you have to account for decisions that ripple back and forth through time. There are special adjacency settings that affect how pieces can move through the multiverse. You can have units that travel not just across regions, but also through time, moving from a past board to a present one, making every decision crucial. Host. So, let's say I'm playing. How does victory work in such a convoluted scenario? Winning in 5D diplomacy is quite unique. You must control at least 18 supply centers, but being strategic about which timelines and centers you're focusing on is key. This means that 2 players could hypothetically hit that 18 in the same turn, depending on how they have maneuvered through their timelines. This combination of negotiation and time travel really raises the stakes. The social dynamics of diplomacy remain, but now your past, present, and future decisions are intertwined. As we wrap up, let me ask you this. If you could play a game like this, navigating alliances and betrayals across different timelines, would you embrace the chaos or create a master plan? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for tuning in to our exploration of 5D diplomacy with multiverse time travel. If you're intrigued, I highly recommend checking out both Diplomacy and 5D chess with multiverse time travel. They're not just games, but experiences that stretch your mind and challenge your strategic skills like nothing else. Until next time, keep your mind sharp and your strategies sharper.